Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Uma Shankar. In today's session, I am going to talk about one of the important feature in Oracle Integration Generation 3, that is parallel processing. Let's understand what is parallel processing. Within your integration, it allows you to process the multiple tasks in parallel to improve the integration performance and response time. So by using parallel processing, multiple activities may be completed simultaneously to process the tasks and split into multiple branches. When all tasks are completed, all branches are automatically synchronized and merged at the termination points in the parallel. So you can enable a maximum of 5 branches within a parallel process. For example, when you building any kind of integration for flights booking and hotels booking and looking for any traveling facility like cars, right? In that scenario, you have to make use of this parallel processing approach. Now we can understand what is supported and not supported, but I would recommend you to go through the Oracle documentation for latest updates. Let's go through the supported points. You can enable 5 branches for parallel action. Variables created inside a branch are available in main path. Basically, we can use these variables for the calculation purpose. No limit on number of parallel action in an integration. Sync and async integrations are supported. Next one is within the parallel action, you can use the different activities like map, scope, switch, logger, and JavaScript. Notification actions and invoke connections are supported in a parallel action branch. Now we can go through the what are the things are not supported. You cannot add parallel action inside another parallel action. Synchronization of global variables is not supported. This point is makes sense because we are enabling the multiple branches, so you cannot make use of the global variables. So next point, branch specific timeouts are not supported. So that you can enable the global faults. No independent branch specific timeouts are not supported. So nesting parallel actions in for each actions, while actions or stage file actions with chunking is not supported. Now I am going to show you demo. So in this demo, we are going to create a supplier in Oracle Cloud ERP. That is the one action. Another action, we can create a supplier in a backend ATP tables. Another action, we are going to generate a file in the FTP location. Alright. So we are going to perform 3 actions parallelly in this demo. I'm going to the design. Click on the integration. Click on create. So I'm going to create a app.NET integration. USR supplier ATP integration. So click on create. So we will create a trigger because we will enable a REST integration. So I'm going to select a REST integration, right? Let me select the REST trigger connection. So this is for create supplier trigger point. Click on continue. So what does this operation do? Create supplier. So I'm going to select the post operation and your endpoint URL is create supplier. Okay, so I'm going to enable request as well as response payload. Okay, click on create. Okay, for request I'm going to select JSON schema. So let me go to the postman. Okay, this is my payload where I tested. Okay, let me copy the request payload. Okay, now I'm going to enable this request payload. Click on continue. Okay, for response also enable the JSON payload. Click on inline, go to the postman, get the response of the your REST service. Copy this, you can enable this. Click on continue, click on finish, save it. Okay, so now I'm going to actions. Okay, now you can see the parallel action. Okay, so now I'm going to bring the parallel action in front of trigger. All right, this is the parallel action. Just drag and drop the parallel action. Okay, so the moment you drag and drop the parallel action, it will enable the two branches. By default it will enable the two branches. Even you can enable additional branches here. Okay, but you can enable up to maximum of 5 branches. Okay, so we can use this branch for the create a supplier in Oracle ERP Cloud. Okay, this branch we can use for insert supplier in backend tables. So and also I am going to create one more branch to generate a CSV file in the SFTP location. Okay, in order to create a new branch, click on here, click on add. Okay, so I am creating a additional branch. Okay, you can see that branch 1, branch 2 and branch 3. Okay, 3 branches are enabled. Okay, so now I am going to invoke the Oracle ERP Cloud connection. Okay, click on here. So I am going to select my Oracle ERP Cloud connection to create a supplier. Okay, so what do you want to call the your endpoint? So we are creating a supplier. Continue. What would you like to do with Oracle ERP Cloud Adapter? You have to select the first option, query, create, update or delete information. Click on continue. So you can browse by the services. Okay, so now we are going to select the create supplier service. Okay, you have to select create supplier service. Okay, so I'm going to select the supplier service. Okay, so you can select the operation either create or update. Okay, so in this demo we are going to create a supplier, so I am selecting create supplier. Click on continue, click on finish. Okay, let me open the mapper. So open your request payload. Okay, let me start map the values, supplier to supplier, tax organization type and the supplier type, business relationship, DNS number, one-time supplier flag, and taxpayer country and taxpayer ID. Okay, so we are mapping one to one, right? So just validate. Go back. Okay, the first branch is invocation is completed. Now in the second branch we are going to call the ATP database table. Alright, so in this demonstration, so we are going to use one table. So let me click on the SQL developer. Okay, this is the table which we are using for the demonstration purpose. Okay, it's contain 7 columns. Okay, so let me invoke the ATP connection. Click on here. Okay, this is my ATP database connection. This is for insert supplier. Here we are performing an operation in a table. Select this option. We are inserting the data. Click on continue. Schema admin 1. This is my table name. You can search it. Select this table and use this import table option. Make one field is mandatory, primary key. So continue. Continue. Finish. Save it. So let me open the mapper. You can click on edit option. So now I'm going to map from source to target, supplier to supplier, task organization type, supplier type, business relationship, DNS number, one-time supplier flag, taxpayer country, taxpayer ID. Okay, validate. Okay. So second branch also completed. In the third branch, what we can do? We will write a SQL query, right? We will get the file. Okay, we can insert the data into backend table. Okay, so what I'm going to do? Okay, click on ATP database connection. Here, select data from table. Otherwise, create sample file. Okay, so we are running a SQL query to extract the data from the backend table. Click on continue. So let me select 3 columns for testing. Okay, you can select supplier, tax organization type, and supplier type. Okay, okay, this is the query I'm using. Validate SQL query. Success. click on continue, click on finish. Okay, save it. So in the real time, like when we are fetching the data, you can refer any table. Okay, otherwise once this process is completed, you can make a flag. Based on that you can derive the data. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, just I'm going to select a FTP connection. This is the FTP connection. Write a file, write file, click on continue. So what we are going to do, we are going to write a file. Okay, you can select the ASCII mode where you want to write that file. Okay, this is my SFTP location. You can select this path, your output directory where you want to generate the file, and also we can give the uh, your file name. Okay, so for my file name I am generating just a sequence. Okay, otherwise you can give the timestamp also. Okay, for now I am just generating the sequence.csv. Okay, click on continue. You have to select your file, your CSV file. I have created a dummy file with the three columns. Drag and drop. So this is the file I created with 3 columns. Records, you can give the record name. Okay, you can give record set, continue, finish. Edit. So enable so from the create sample file response, we have to map to the record set. You can enable supplier to supplier, tax organization type, and supplier type. Okay, validate it. Okay, okay. So final mapping, just we are presenting supplier name as output. Okay, even you can enable the status also. Okay, so what I'm going to do, click on the create sample file response. Just I'm presenting the supplier name as the response. Okay, that's it. Okay, okay. So now I'm going to enable the tracking variable. Supplier, save it. Okay, our integration is completed. Go back. Let me activate the integration. Just I'm enabling with the debug mode. Integration is activated. Let me go here, run. Okay, Let me modify the payload. Okay. So supplier name demo 0102. Okay. I can change to. I'm changing some values. Otherwise, we are going to face a duplicate issue. So these values are unique. Your DNS number and taxpayer ID is unique. Just I'm changing some values. Okay. You make sure that your taxpayer country is US. You can give the small letters. No, sorry, it's a simplified code. Okay. Okay. So let me run this integration. So integration is processing. See, it is enabled 3 branches, branch 1, branch 2. So you can go to the active stream. Okay. You can observe that. So the process will go through the 3 branches. All right. Okay. Let me go back to the backend table. See, data is getting inserted here. Okay. And even you can go to the Fusion application. You can check this supplier. And let me go back to this your FTP location. Here the file is generated. Okay. And also you can go to your Fusion application. You can check the supplier. So click on the supplier. Okay. Manage supplier. Search here. See, this supplier is created with the today date. Okay. So now we can see go through the limitation. You cannot use any loop inside a parallel activity, or you cannot use parallel activity inside any loop. Okay. So if you have any kind of such requirements, you need to break your design into 2 or more integrations. Okay. And you can invoke child integration under a parallel activity. Okay. So this is the process how we can use the parallel processing in Oracle integration generation 3. So if you like this video, share and give your valuable feedback.